No coughing.
I'll try.
No coughing.
I'll try. Just stop the video.
No, stop. I'm trying to take a video. I'm trying to film you.
Recording?
Yes, it's recording.
Oh.
Hey guys, Lady Lee here in a very informal way. I hope that's okay with you. I have a whole bunch of onions that did not really develop into full-size onions. So I don't want them to go through the curing process and long-term storage. So I thought we will preserve them in some way, and one of the ways that I like to do that is to make onion jam. I didn't make that in a long time, so it's gonna be a little bit of a process just to remind myself how to do it. I use an Israeli recipe that I really love, so I'll share the recipe in the description of the video below with you, and also the video of how we planted those 900 onions. Some of them did really good, but some of them I kind of just went around town last minute and got some, you know, onion sets that I didn't even know the variety or whatever. I just had a row that needed to be filled and just found some onion sets to stick in them, and that's usually a lot of them that happens. Like if you just get whatever local that is not a really good variety from a really good source, it's just you put in a lot of work and the vegetables don't really make it all the way into nice full size. So the onion plants that I got from Johnny's Selected Seeds, the candy variety, those did really good, and I knew that they would, and they really developed into big onions. But these are, you know, they just didn't make it that big, so have that. Can you see it? Like I have a lot of little onions like this that I can store in the fridge for probably a while, but I can't really store them at room temperature for a long period of time. So we're gonna make onion jam. First step is just cleaning them. So we're going from this to this, and then we'll slice them. Hopefully I can do that in the food processor here, like that. Hopefully I can do that in the food processor to save me some time, and then we cook them low and slow with some sugar for I don't know how long, we'll see. All right, let's get to cleaning. Okay, so one tip I have to mention before we start cleaning the onions: if you do a lot of onions, or if you're just cleaning onions for whatever, the fumes can really burn your eyes. So a nice trick is to light a candle. Oops, can you bring me the lighter? Is to light a candle and just put it on your cutting board. And as you cutting, I'm not a candle person, but I always have at least one candle at the house for this job. As you cutting the onions, the candle will burn the fumes, and then it's so much easier on your eyes. So just a little tip. we are a couple days after cleaning the onions. I didn't have time to process them right away, so I ended up cleaning them, washing them, drying them, and putting all of them in gallon Ziploc bags in the refrigerator. I ended up with 4.5 bags of onions. This bag is about 4 pounds 7 ounces. Usually when I make jam, I try not to process more than 4 pounds, but I think with onion jam, since we don't really need it to gel, it should be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and process all of this. In the description of the video below, I will try to come up with measurements, you know, maybe a little less or a little more manageable. I don't know. Check the description below. Basically, when it comes to jam, my rule is 1 part fruit or vegetable in this instant, and 1/2 part sugar. So this is about 4.7 pounds of onions. I'm gonna use 2.3-ish pounds of sugar. Okay, but again, check the description below and I'll try to set the recipe in a way that is easier to follow. It's really kind of hard sometimes because when you grow your own food and things come out of the garden, they don't come out in, you know, special measurements or a very set way. So you kind of have to find ratios or whatever and just roll with it. I'm gonna have to do this a few more times, so I'm just gonna work by the bag, and however many pounds I have in each bag, I'm gonna use half of that weight in sugar. So in this instant, again, it's 4.7 pounds of onions. You can also use red onions, no problem. And about 2.3 pounds of sugar. To flavor this jam a little bit, I'm gonna put whole cloves into like a tea strainer thing, and I'm just adding it into this stainless steel thingy and closing it, and I'm gonna put it in the jam to cook. This way I can fish it out when the jam is ready. We also going to need about 500 milliliters of balsamic vinegar. So here's the process. I'm gonna put the sugar and the balsamic vinegar in a pot. And well, first of all, I need to further process the onions. So I have the mandolin here. It is set to 3 millimeters, so I want to slice the onions into rings that are about 3 millimeters. They gotta be really thin. I think that the attachment for the food processor would produce a little bit thicker rings, so I wasn't sure. It might work, but I wasn't sure about it, so I'm just going to do it by hand. Make sure you use the safety glove, and then you just go ahead and do 1 onion at a time. And I'm gonna put it in this bowl. Then when the onions are ready to go, I'm gonna add the vinegar and the sugar to a pot, and I'm gonna bring it to a boil. Then lower the heat a little bit and let it boil, just gentle rolling boil for about 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna add my onions and the whole cloves in there, and I'm gonna bring it back to a boil and then lower the heat to low and let it cook probably 2.5 hours, but I'll let you know exactly how long it took at the end of the video. So that is the process. Let's just start processing the onions and see how this works. I haven't done it in a long time, so hopefully everything is going to work according to plan. that's it, you guys. It took about 2 and 45 minutes for the onion jam to be ready. You can see it's all caramelized and dark. You can definitely go ahead and process this in the water bath canner. I don't need to do this time. Instead, I'm going to add the jam to these containers and just store it in the refrigerator. It will last for a long time in the fridge. There's a lot of sugar and vinegar here. But if you want to, you can definitely preserve it by keep it at room temperature. You just have to process it in the water bath canner. I would say probably 15 minutes should be okay. Again, I'll do a little bit more research and put it all in the description of the video or on the blog, so you'll have the exact instructions. Onion jam is ready to be served right away, but it gets better if you let it sit a little bit. So I would say about a week. Just let it sit a little bit, and the onions get even softer and sweeter, and it's all really good. This works really well on any dish of red meat. It also works really good on like pastry, puff pastry with some sort of like brie or goat cheese or something like that. Works really well on crackers with some cheese. There's a lot of different ways to use onion jam, and I will also put some ideas in the description. Don't forget to take the cloves out. We don't need them anymore. What else can I tell you? That's it. This is a really great way to preserve onions. If you have a lot of them and you want to preserve some of them in like a sweet and vinegary way, onion jam is a really good way to do that. A little bit of work. Most of the work is just the preparation, but other than that, the recipe itself, the ingredient and the cooking, it's all pretty simple. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, please check the notes, because I'll probably put some information there that I forgot to mention in the video. So make sure that you read the recipe in the notes, and I will see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching.